Navigating through the energies of New Earth is not an easy process and can become extremely overwhelming at times. As we all ascend into higher frequencies, we're all being guided to embrace our own unique divine pathway, a pathway created in the vibration of love. Join Vibe Nation radio host, international psychic medium Carrie Turcotte, as she guides her listeners to rediscover themselves by accessing the keys of knowledge that already exist within. Each week's show is divinely orchestrated to intertwine with the universal energies, allowing the listeners to go deeper within and understand the message being shared even greater. When you live in the frequency of love, there is no competition, so Carrie will be joined regularly by fellow soul family members who will bring forth wisdom and knowledge she knows should be shared on a global level. At the end of each show, Carrie will tap into the energies of the listeners to see what message Spirit wants to share with all those listening in for the upcoming week. If you really want to get to know who you truly are, come and join us now on Vibe Nation Radio, here on the IOM Radio Network.
Hello, 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 my friends, and welcome to Vibe Nation Radio. You gotta love this energy, and just wanted to let you know there's a lot going on in the astrology, and I'm just laughing because we just had some technical difficulties, but everyone who listens to Vibe Nation Radio knows just how Spirit works with us. So welcome to a week where we're going to be doing some healing readings live on the air, and today I have my dear special guest, Lisa Salvatore, and she is tarotbylisa.com, and she is an intuitive healer and a Reiki master, and we're going to be talking about healing and what's happening right now, as well as doing live healing readings on those that call in. So again, if you'd like to call in, the number is 202-570-7057. Lisa, are you there, my dear?
I'm here. How are you?
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm doing really, really well. And I think it's really important before we even started to get into the healing readings that we just talk a little bit about what's happening right now. We're in between eclipses, and the energy is pretty intense for a lot of people. There's a great healing that's taking place right now with regards to what's happening. And a lot of it has to do with relationships and breaking free from lower vibrations that no longer serve any of us any purpose. And the universe is really helping us along to be able to break free from this. And we all know that in order to heal, we have to do some work. Right, Lisa? We both know that.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And it's definitely a never-ending journey, and it is not easy, but it will take us where we need to be as long as we don't fight against the current too much, as hard as that can be sometimes. We're in some really intense energetic patterns. I don't know about you, but I've been having trouble falling asleep and staying asleep. I've been having ridiculously vivid dreams, and they make a lot of sense, which is, interesting how they play out in everyday life. And just in general, very sensitive energy. I can be walking down the street, and I'll look at somebody and I'll just want to cry because I feel bad for them, because I could tell that something's going on in their life. And it's just, a lot of people have been responding that they feel very similarly. It's the energy. It's very emotionally charged. You'll find that a lot of people that were in your life that maybe were no longer serving the purpose of your growth will kind of just slowly fall away without you doing much. It's really interesting. And it's going to continue that way. It's going to be a pretty heavy, I would say about 16 to 18 weeks at least, if not longer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is just the beginning stages.
Mm-hmm.
And the eclipses are truly speeding things up here. And one very interesting thing that I thought was interesting when you and I spoke is that my sun is in Pisces and my moon is in Taurus. And you're the opposite, where your sun is in Taurus and your moon is in Pisces.
Yeah, super cool. That's really cool.
So it's almost like the yin and the yang coming together to help people just heal at a greater soul level, knowing that, that the universe is here to work with us. And you need to quiet your mind to be able to do this, my friends. But do know that when you're healing, you have to go through some yucky stuff first. It's not just all of a sudden it's out of you and you're feeling fantastic and you're like, woohoo, it's all gone. There's work and it takes time, and to be able to go through the process of releasing does take time, my friends. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. Sometimes it could take months. Sometimes it can take years for people to break free of this. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that people suppress the lower vibrations when they show up. And instead of going with the flow, like of all of a sudden they get sad, instead of doing what like you and I would do and cry, they try and hold it in, not realizing they're actually doing more damage to the soul than good.
Mhm. Yeah, that builds up a lot of toxicity in the body when you suppress those emotions, because they'll always come out. And when they do, it's usually not very pretty because you've been trying too hard to keep them down.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right, you're wearing a mask, trying to say that you're fine and everything is okay, but then on the inside, you're an emotional wreck. And I say that kindly because we all have these moments, my friends. And again, we're a soul having a human experience, which comes with emotions and feelings. And we will always have emotions and feelings. So, you know, when we're going through the healing process, yes, we're shifting our vibrations into higher vibrations. So we're shifting them from 3D to 4D into 5D, but we don't live in 5D all day, every day. We simply cannot. So it's almost like when the 3D emotions show up, you want to go with the flow, but you don't want to live there. You want to be able to pull yourself back out so they actually just come out of you.
Yes, absolutely. And it's interesting as well because I've been noticing that with a lot of people that I've been speaking with and having sessions with, I'll typically see, psychically we'll see the colors of the chakras and what's being worked on. And it's very interesting. The past couple of weeks, I've noticed the throat chakra, the color blue, has been very intense for most people. Speaking their truth, trying to say what they need to say to move forward in their lives. It's really quite interesting how that seems to be the pattern lately.
Oh, absolutely. And that's something I channeled in the vibe report that we're dealing with this week, that we are working with the throat chakra. I've also got that we're working with the third eye and the solar plex, which is interesting when you put them together because you're trying to figure out who you are. And when you start to work with the throat chakra, it also has the clear audio connected to it. So your clear audio abilities will become stronger. And that's, for those that aren't aware that clear audio, it's the thoughts, or it's almost like spirit is speaking to you, but it's through thoughts. Like 1 minute you might be thinking about having a pizza, and then 10 minutes later, spirit's telling you no, you're going to have a peanut butter and jam sandwich. You're like, where's this coming from? This is about spirit trying to throw this information to you to be able to guide you. And a lot of people just think it's their head, or they're like, why am I thinking this? And they ignore it. And Spirit's telling me to tell those that are listening today that you really need to listen to what your higher self is saying, because it truly is giving you information to help you move forward, and not to fear it or suppress it. Just go with the flow. It's kind of like when you're driving and Spirit says go this way instead of going that way. You know, that's the gut. And when you go from the gut to the thoughts, it is actually helping clear the throat chakra when you do this, my friends.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Absolutely. Oh, yes, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We're kind of in woo, because I do know we're not going to take we're going to take a caller right after the break. We do have someone by the name of Julia who's waiting that I'm being pulled to. So we will go to her in the commercial break, which is coming up in a few minutes. But Spirit is really talking about this healing process, that it's so important that, especially with this, the new moon coming up, and we have the solar eclipse that's coming up on the 26th, that this week is really allowing us to be able to change our thoughts, our thinking process, to let go of that, which is a repeated pattern all the time, and to really focus on the new that's coming in. And when you focus on the new, it's scary sometimes because you're coming out of your comfort zone. You've always done it this way, and Spirit's like, no, you need to step out of your comfort zone. It's kind of like doing the hokey pokey. You got to put your right foot out just a little bit, knowing that it's going to be okay. That change is scary for some people, but the change that we're going through is to help you at a soul level to become a stronger soul, and it's all about the healing that's taking place at a soul level.
This is true, and also, too, with this eclipse, it's the major energy, and it's in Pisces, and, you know, Pisces are, and you know, Carrie, your sun is in Pisces, my moon is there. It's the way I relate emotionally. I'm extremely sensitive to energy and people and about others, and I've always found that around the time of Pisces, and my sensitivity gets really heightened. But also, so does my sense of, it's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. You get these intuitive feelings, but then you tell yourself, no, I'm being paranoid, or, oh, no, I'll just ride this out and I'll see what happens. Well, I will tell you, I got the message strongly that this is not the time to be riding anything out that you know needs to change, because in doing that, the universe is going to change it for you, and you may not like where you end up. So it's wiser to not suppress that at this time and really work with this new moon to manifest that which you really want to move towards in your life, and set those plans into motion so that you're not left, scrambling and feeling completely chaotic and insecure and scared. At least put the groundwork in from now to kind of put yourself where you need to be, where you want to go, basically.
Yes, absolutely. And for those that are not familiar, the new moon will actually be on Sunday, the 26th. And the energies of the new moon, and especially because this is an eclipse, you can actually start to do, if you do any type of journaling or you do any type of burnings, a lot of people do that. Do know that you can do it up to 72 hours prior to the new moon and 72 hours after. So work with that calendar, my friends, knowing that you've got 6 days, 7 days of really releasing. And what we'll do when we get back from the commercial break, right to the next caller, and we'll see what Spirit has to say for Julia. Right back.
Your conscious lifestyle on steroids. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. As difficult as it is to believe, there are places in Africa where human traffickers sell albino children and their body parts for use in magic rituals. Humanity Healing International is actively working in Uganda to change this paradigm. The Albino Rescue Project finds albino children who are at risk and places them in safe schools and environments where they can learn and grow free from fear. To learn more or to sponsor a child, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Have you been searching for a perspective beyond the mainstream? Check it out. Join your hosts Cielito Pascual and Diana Gold Holland on Share International Radio for thought-provoking views behind the news, Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio. You can also find us at shareontheairradio.org. This may be the message of hope you've been waiting for.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, talk, read a story, tell a story, bumper car, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hello. Welcome back to Live Nation Radio, where today I'm doing live healing readings with my special guest, Lisa Salvatore, who is an intuitive healer and a Reiki master. And I believe we have Julia from Florida on the air. Are you there, Julia?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. So I'm going to start to tap in, and Lisa, how are you doing over there? I'm already picking up on stuff, so you go ahead and take over, Lisa, and I'll jump in with you.
Okay. Hi, Julia. How are you?
Hi, good.
Right. Good. Julia, what month is your birthday, just so I know what cycle you're in right now?
I'm September 16th.
Okay. So the first thing right off the bat for you, it's out with the old and in with the new. I feel like Spirit's trying to show you signs and signals that it's time to move in a different direction, in a new direction. You perhaps have not been feeling happy with where you were and a lack of purpose. And they're showing you like there's this wake-up call that's either coming or it just came to you that is allowing you to feel this desire to make these changes that match your heart's desire and put you more in touch with your spiritual truth. This is what I'm getting. I also get the name, and just let me tell you, if this name does not connect to you at the moment, please keep it with you because it will connect with you at some point in the near future. But I keep getting the name Walter. I don't know. Is that somebody around you now?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay, just keep that name with you. And also,
Okay.
This is just about release. And are you in the process of? Do you have your own business?
No, I'm actually unemployed. That's part of the change that you're picking up on.
Okay. Well, here.
To get.
Okay. Well, here we go. Here's your new direction. There's something they're showing me? There's something that you do, or that you can be doing to allow you to make some income, and it's like it's more along the creative side. So it's something you've had with you for a while. Do you know what this is? That it's going back to when you were younger as well.
Nothing really comes to mind. I've heard that before. I went to school for interior design, but kind of just let it fall by the way. I had an instructor who just said, nobody wants to pay for Walmart design, so it just kind of crushed my spirit because I was an adult returning to school in my 40s. And so it was already, kind of out of my comfort zone doing it, showing up with all these fresh-faced, 18, 17-year-olds. And so
I'm getting this is where the I'm getting this is where the creative life source energy needs to kick in with you, because as I'm sitting here listening to you speak with Lisa, I'm feeling that your solar plex is a little wonky right now. Are you familiar with chakras, my dear?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, so the solar plex, to me, what it's telling me right now is that your soul truly wants to go in the purpose of where your soul wants to go, but there are other people that are still trying to tell you what to do, or you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do that, as we just talked about this. And they're saying that you need to listen to the heart, to where the heart is pulling you, because interior design might not mean that you're going to go and do interior design with houses. It could be that you're doing interior design with colors or something a little bit deeper than what most people would call interior design. And I'm feeling that there's a lot of injustice that's attached into what's happening in your life right now. And Spirit wants you to understand that they don't want to dilly-dally anymore. They know that you want to get moving, but the boys, which I call the ego, are still kind of holding you back because they're not 100% sure where you want to go. Like, they're not receiving the vibrations, because when you send out a vibration of, this is where I'm going, I'm not really sure, they're just saying, feel that love. So feel that creative life source energy that you had when you were doing interior design, knowing that's going to make you a happy woman. This is what Spirit's saying, that when you did that type of work, yes, you enjoyed it, you loved it, but because of other people's perspective of what it was, it actually turns you away from going where you need to go. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Julie, I'm sorry. I'm just going to jump in.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just going to jump in. I keep seeing you working with children, so perhaps something creative involving interior design with children. I'm not sure how that would tie in, if that's something you've thought of, but I keep seeing you working with children. So it might be something to look into. That would give you
I'm actually... My soul is really resonating with this as well. And my soul is also saying, or my higher self is saying, that you need to listen to yourself a little bit more, Julia. Listen to your gut, because your gut tries to talk to you. And the few times that you've actually gone against what your gut has told you, it's caused pain and sorrow within your soul. Is this correct?
Yeah, probably. I'm one of those Virgo overthinkers. I think myself into something and think myself right back.
I was just going to say, Julia, I was just going to tell you, you are so hard on yourself. You have to give yourself a break. You're really hard on yourself. And it's funny because you're not that hard on others. I mean, you are internally. You'll maybe criticize to yourself, but you're not outwardly critical, but you're so critical of yourself. They want you to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give yourself some of that love.
Yeah, you've got the tools, they're telling me. You have your spiritual tools in play to be able to use them. And even if it's just doing some journaling or sitting down and doing a little bit of meditation, and if you have a difficulty shutting the monkeys off in the mind, do meditation while you're out walking, or listen to some music that will not have, when you listen to music, just make sure that it doesn't take you to a place that's not going to make you feel good. because I'm hearing that Spirit saying they want to recreate your apprenticeship of life. And you know this. They're saying she already knows this, that this is where she wants to go with her apprenticeship, but because she self-doubts because of what people have said in the past, this is something they want you to heal with, to know that you have the tools within you. You have the wisdom and knowledge to do this interior work. And I totally agree with the children, because the children's going to allow the little girl and Julia to come out to play. And they're saying, just think of how much fun that would be to turn around and do that. So they're asking you to go and just look around and see what's in your area, to see if there's anybody looking for some interior design, but working with the children per se, where they're saying that as well, that there is still some heartbreak and sorrow that's connected to a man in your life who is a grumpy old bear and just wants to be left alone all the time. They're saying this is interfering with your mission to where you want to go. Do you understand what I'm saying here, my dear?
Yeah, I've been divorced for a year now, so yeah.
Okay. So you're still dealing with this. So this is a part of the healing process that we're talking about that they want you to be able to go through. Go to my website, Julia, carrieturcott.com, roll over home and go down to Vibrasize. There's an exercise there called the condo in my head. I highly advise that you use this. You want to use this because this is going to allow you to let go of these people that have beat you up, especially this gentleman, so that you can move forward, because whatever it is that he said to you while you two were together, it still lives within your soul, which is causing you to conform to the situation still, even though it's no longer part of your present time. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you picking up something, Lisa?
I just want to tell you, Julia, one other thing I keep getting is I don't think you drink enough water. They're showing me water. So either you drink too much, which I don't think is the case, or you're not drinking enough. They want you to drink more water. Do you not drink enough water? Does that make sense to you?
Well, I thought I did. I mean, I'm one of those people that always has water beside me and I drink, but maybe I'm not drinking enough. It's just kind of sitting there. But it's funny because you mentioned water and I want to move, and I want to move closer to the water.
I get a yes on that.
That is,
yeah. Yep, absolutely. That's going to be good for you, all new beginnings.
Yes. Absolutely. And you know, Spirit just wants to, I know we're kind of talking about your career-wise, but Spirit wants you to know that love that you desire at a soul level, my dear, if you can heal what's happened in this past relationship that you're separated from, Spirit is saying that just know that there's wild and crazy people coming into your life. These are the creative life source energy people. These are people that are in a line with using creative life source energy. So they're using their creativity to be able to move forward. I do feel that there is somebody coming. I'm not saying that this is going to actually be in a relationship, but there is a companion with the ability to be able to have this companionship to go to another level when you're ready. But the healing within you needs to take place regarding this, and they're saying the condo in my head exercise will really help you. And guess what? We're during eclipse season here, my dear, and it's all about breaking free from relationships that no longer play any purpose at a soul level. So they're saying really use this time wisely. This next week, you can start journaling now and just start releasing. And anything yucky, make sure you burn it. Don't keep it, because it's going to keep that energy around you. You don't want it. Okay? Burn it, burn it, burn it.
Okay. Burn it.
Okay. And also, Julia, I don't know if you work with. Those.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you work with crystals? Do you work with crystals at all, Julia? Crystals and stones?
You know, I have some, but they're in storage. I've got a storage unit with,
Okay, I'm going to tell you if you can grab yourself some pink tourmaline. That's what I'm getting for you, tourmaline, pink. It's all about love and forgiveness, and not only just love and forgiveness of oneself, but especially towards someone who's hurt you in the past that you're trying to move on from. That's a really great stone to work with. So that might be one you want to pick up.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Are you feeling a little ill right now as we're talking? Julia, are you feeling a little ill right now as we're talking to you?
I just feel tired. My dreams have been, it's like all my fears have been coming up. I'm 55 and I was married for like 30 years. So it's just, you know, readjusting
Yes, this is a process. Now, don't beat yourself up over this. This is a process, my dear. It takes time. Okay? So, because I'm feeling I feel very ill right now, but this is the solar plex, trying to figure out who you are. So think about how many times this relationship stopped you from stepping into your soul power of who you truly are. This is what you're healing at a great level right now, my dear.
I'm glad.
Life is just beginning for you, Julia. Life is just beginning for you, honestly. I keep getting that. Like, this is a completely new beginning. Don't focus on the number of your years. It has nothing to do with your soul. You do have, like Carrie mentioned, there's a companion coming that's very energetically on the side to you. So this is someone who matches you, who's going to really be complementary towards you, and whatever you feel you might be lacking, they pick up what you might be lacking, you pick up what they might be feeling like they're lacking. It's a really wonderful connection. It's something you have not experienced before. So you need to just open your heart as much as possible and just believe and know that it's coming, because it is.
Yeah. And it starts off, Julia, as a companion.
Okay.
That might be the Walter, to be honest.
I'd be scared off if it was more. So
just keep your ears open for Walter, because I keep getting that for you, Walter.
It's so funny you said wild and crazy, and I love that because I'm of the generation where we said that, wild and crazy, So that's what I want. I want to have that wild and crazy, fun, kind of energetic, spur of the moment, and, what do they call it? Seize the moment, carpe diem. So, yeah, that's,
I keep
what
seeing,
I want for the next phase of my life.
You will have that. Absolutely.
Great.
Have that.
Thank you, Julia, for calling in, and we'll be back right after commercial break.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay,
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day, and
Bye,
we'll be back
Julia.
right after the commercial break, my friend.
All right, thank you.
Free your mind with OMTimes Radio, IOM FM. Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
Eros Evolution is where sexuality and spirituality meets. Join me, clinical sexologist Martha Tara Lee, on Eros Evolution on Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
When Dad needed help getting around, I became his driver. Soon enough, it was up to me to be his housekeeper and financial manager, too. When he moved in, I became his cook and even his nurse. But no matter what roles I play, I know I'm still his daughter.
We understand the roles you play. So to help, we created aarp.org/caregiving, where you can connect with experts and other caregivers. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Vibe Nation Radio, where today my special guest, Lisa Salvatore, who's an intuitive healer and Reiki master. Her and I have been we just did a live healing reading for our last caller, Julia. And I know there was a few people that were on hold that got disconnected. Do know that this is the energy, and this is just how Vibe Nation Radio works. So if you called in and you got disconnected, please call back. The number to call in is 202-570-7057. Again, that's 202-570-7057. So, Lisa, the spirits are playing with us, my dear.
Well, look what happened to us yesterday and the day before. We couldn't get in touch with each other. We kept getting a busy signal to the cell phone, which makes zero sense. We couldn't get a hold of each other either.
Absolutely. And I just think that why those that there was a few people that were on hold that got booted off. That's fine. Try calling back, my friends. But Lisa, what I'm getting right now from Spirit is Spirit wants to go a little bit deeper for those that are listening in, because it is a holiday here in Canada. It's Family Day. And in the United States, it is President's Day. And it's a beautiful day here in my area. Like I'm like going, I don't even know there's going to be anybody around because everyone's going to be outside enjoying this beautiful weather. But Spirit is saying to me that we have some important messages they want to deliver through us. For those who that end up listening later on, and it will help them be able to move forward with this healing process that we're all dealing with. So while we're waiting for other people to get called back in with the cutoff, and I feel like, hold on a second, there's somebody coming in right now. Hold on, I can feel them. I feel like Chris is about to say something to me. Hold on a second. I can feel because I feel somebody's spirit coming through right now. So, and I don't recognize this spirit. So, excuse me. Let's, spirit is, okay, hold on a second here. Woo! Lisa, you want to take over for a second? Because I'm being pulled in.
I don't know if this is the same person, but I hope that whoever's listening, if this is them, they call. I've been getting all morning electrocution feeling in my left arm. So this is like somebody literally sticking their hand in a socket and getting this charge of energy. It could be that somebody who literally was electrocuted and they're okay, or it could just be that someone feels like they've been, but this is a message that has to get to somebody. I keep getting it.
And didn't you pick up the name Michael as well? You were picking up Michael as well
yes.
as you were talking.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
If anybody who's listening to this show after the fact, if you know somebody who passed or got electrocuted and is still alive, Michael, please just send me an email. I'd love to hear from you, because this is what happens. Spirits come and hang out with us, and we don't even know who they belong to. And this happens quite often with the Vibe Report. I'll start to channel with somebody, and I don't know who I'm channeling with, but then I get an email afterwards from somebody that was following the Vibe Report, and they're like, oh, that spirit belonged to me. So it's really cool how the spirit world works. And I'm getting right now that Spirit is asking everyone just to take the time every single day for the next, until the end of the month, to really take me time, to take some soul solitude to go within, because all of that yuckiness that's inside, like the ego and the boys are coming in, and there's fear and there's worry and there's regret. This is all going on, and Spirit is asking me to just say, you know what, let this go, my friends, because there's major celebrations that are coming for us at a soul level, but we have to see the celebration within us. And now I'm getting from Spirit, there's somebody joining me right now, and I just looked up. We have Meryl from New York who's actually here with us right now. Meryl, would you like to come in on the show right now, please?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Meryl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hi, Meryl. How are you?
I'm on mute right now. I'm listening to the show.
Okay, can you turn us down in the background, my dear, because I can hear myself speaking?
Yes. I'm trying to do that now. Actually, you know what? I'll just close out the window.
Are you able to do that, Meryl?
I'm on right now. Okay, I'm here.
Okay, Meryl. Sorry about that. I could hear myself.
That's okay. I didn't know how to turn off, so I just closed the window.
Okay. Now, before we get into yourself, because I'm feeling different energy here, does the Michael or somebody who was electrocuted, did they belong to you, Meryl, or is this somebody else that's going to be listening in? No? Okay.
No,
so Lisa,
there's no Michael for me. Mm-mm.
Okay. So, Lisa, I'm actually feeling very much the heart chakra for myself right now is going off the charts. So I feel that what's happening with you, are you familiar with chakras, my dear?
Yes. I am.
Okay. Have you been doing a lot of work on your heart chakra to be able to open it up and open up the higher heart?
Yes, I do a lot of work around my heart. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just know, Spirit's letting you know, good job. Your higher heart is starting to open up, which is the thymus. So you might find as you're doing this work, just know that you might start to cough a lot, or you might start to, what I call is energy balls, where you're kind of coughing and you're bringing up phlegm. This is actually clearing out the throat. It's going to clear out the thymus that clears out the throat chakra. So just go with the flow, and just know that you might get a lot of coughing in the next week or so. It's simply because you're releasing these lower vibrations. They want you to be aware of this.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And also, there's also a lot of forgiveness that's coming up, forgiveness from the past, where you're kind of going deep and doing some soul work and really trying to release. I'm getting a lot of childhood stuff, childhood, like between 8 and 13, like a lot of stuff that's it's still, even though you've healed a lot of it, it's still kind of coming up for more release and more healing. Would you agree with that?
Yep, absolutely.
They're also showing me that you've got a lot of angels around you that are comforting you, and that the sadness you're feeling will fade away in time. I definitely feel sadness because, I'm crying. So, sorry. Have you been crying a lot?
Okay.
Yes, I have been crying a lot lately.
So
my mom's sick, and so yeah.
Did your mother your mother just passed away? Is that what you just said?
No, my mother's going to be passing soon. So
okay.
Yeah, at least I sense that. So,
okay.
I'm getting hot.
I think I've been crying a lot because I'm preparing for it.
Now, is
Gotcha.
is there something I'm feeling that I'm feeling there's hearing issues here. Are you not being heard, or can she not hear you? Or do you feel like she's not listening?
My mother can't really hear because she has Alzheimer's, so she's kind of not even really here anymore.
Okay.
So that's probably part of it. She's not really hearing me.
Okay. And do you have a diabetic on the other side that's waiting for your mother? Do you know? Because I'm feeling there's somebody diabetic.
Diabetic, yes, and my father, actually, both.
Okay. They're waiting for. They just want you to know that they're waiting for Mom and that she will transition over very peacefully. They want you to understand this, and they're asking you to not feel. They don't want you to feel like she's being taken away from you. They want you to know that through this, and you've already had the aha moment about this. They understand this, but on a vibrational level, it's almost like you feel like, you know, you're going to have to watch your back when Mom is gone, because I kind of feel like in some way they're saying you feel like you're going to be abandoned because there's so many people leaving this planet that are your comfort zone. And they're saying that your spiritual team is more powerful than ever before. So they would like you to understand the soul power that you have, because you are a healer. And what you're going through is going to allow you to help others go through the transition as they lose their loved ones. And you know that your connection with spirit is going to go off the charts, is what I'm hearing. When your mother does transition, you're going to another level. Do you understand that you have medium? Are you a medium?
I don't like to really say that. I do a lot of different things. I don't focus on just medium. Medium is something that does come through, but I do
don't
channel.
Be afraid of it.
No,
don't
I'm
fear
not.
it. Okay, they just want you to know that channel, my dear, is going to go through the roof. It's going to amplify very largely. So just know that 1 minute you might be channeling with spirit right now, but when she passes, you're going to go to a completely different level. So embrace this, please. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Your angels are asking you to enjoy your life and have more fun. They want you to let loose a little bit. You've kind of been keeping yourself in a little bit of a cocoon, and they want you to kind of get out there and let loose a little bit. Even though you're feeling sad, they're showing that in the near future to me, it's projecting out to about 9 months, within the next 9 months, just this feeling of really an overall feeling of peace and happiness, and things finally coming to fruition for you in ways that you may not be expecting, but in the ways that your soul needs.
Great.
In order for you to move forward.
Yeah, they are mentioning to myself that you do have a tendency of going in the past a lot. So you'll go into the past, and they're just saying they just don't want you to live there, because in some way it's keeping the vibrations that need to be released still connected to you. And the vibration that they really want you to work on, my dear, is stop feeling like you're taking the wrong road with regards to where you're going. Spirit is saying this is simply not the case, and I just felt energy get pulled out of me when I said that to you. So it's almost like people who have stopped you from going down your path, Meryl, they're saying, no, don't allow that anymore. This is about you listening to the soul and understanding this is a brand new book, not a new chapter, a brand new book to where you're going. And it's going to help release a lot of this heartbreak and sorrow that's causing the imbalance in your life right now.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Lisa, are you picking up some more, my dear?
I'm just getting that I keep seeing blocks, like actual blocks being blasted. There's like 6 or 7 of them, and I keep seeing one by one they're blasted. So that's showing me that you're absolutely blasting through these blocks that you feel, things that have been stopping you from getting onto the correct course. You are on the correct course for the most part, but there are some detours you've come up against along the way, and they're being blasted right now. So just know that this year all those blocks will be blasted for you.
Great.
Great. I can feel your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is opening up, and they're telling me that you love your home. Your home is your sanctuary, and that they're saying that, but when you're in your home, you have a tendency, that's where you end up going into the past. And they're saying, again, see this as a new journey. So like I said to the other, don't listen to music that brings you into places that are not good. So what brings you to a memory that you know is not going to be a good memory by the end of the song, change the channel.
Right.
Okay? Because they're also saying, now I don't know if you're physically moving, or they're saying, so you're either moving or there's an actual new career path coming your way. And it's coming with this new beginning, this new book that you're writing. You're just at the end. They said that you keep veering off, and it's simply because of your mother, okay? And they're saying that they love you for looking after mom and spending time with mom, but don't feel guilty when you're putting effort into yourself and you're not with mom, because mom's already in transition. And I think you already know this. She's in the transition stage?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, and they're saying that, you know, I feel in some way, I don't physically think you will be with mom when mom actually transitions. I'm just letting you know. And it's because grandpa and your dad are letting you know this is not the way it's supposed to be, and you know this.
Yeah,
is that correct?
I know I won't be with her when she transitions. I know that.
Okay. Okay, so she's going to come right to your home. So you're going to get, you'll get signs. You'll know almost right away when this takes place. Don't self-doubt this, because this is when the channel is going to go to another level. And this is when your abilities are going to start taking you down a new road, and you're going to be able to see your self-worth. The worth of you is really coming out now, my friend. So take some time during this new moon and do some releasing. Thank you very much for calling. I hope this helped you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
Thanks. We'll be right back after this commercial break, my friends. Stay tuned.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
Dr. Kevin here, and I want to invite you every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, to join me on the Dr. Kevin Show, where we have a diversity of guests who help you step outside the box, behind the curtain, and see what a load of crap is going on in the world today, so you have more information with which to make better decisions. We'll see you there. Namaste.
Hello, I'm John Lithgow. Manatees are unique, among the most amazing animals on Earth, but they're endangered. We pose the greatest threat to their survival. Many manatees are killed or injured by boats or other recreational activities. I'm a writer of children's books, including one about manatees, and I believe education is the key. You can be part of the solution. Please contact Save the Manatee Club right now. Call 1-800-432-JOIN. Thank you.
Welcome back to Vibe Nation Radio, where today my special guest, Lisa Salvatore, and I have been doing live healing readings, and I can't believe we're already in the last segment, Lisa. So I'm going to get into what Spirit is asking me to share with all the listeners, and then you can add in what Spirit is telling you. So what I'm getting about this upcoming week, my friends, is that use the power of this eclipse to be able to release the new moon. This is all about bringing in the new. And they're saying that there's a lot of motherly healing that still needs to be done, is what I'm picking up on. That if you have something that is a motherly issue that you're dealing with, or not loving the feminine side in yourself, it also includes the males out there. Spirit is saying that this is coming from past, and they're saying this is a time for us to break free from this stuff. And in order to do this, you might have to let go of a few people that you love, but you know are no longer in the vibrational match of who you are. And when they mean let go, use the condo in my head exercise, my friends. You don't need to do this by going up and saying, hey, you know what? You need to leave my life. Allow it energetically to take place. And when you're trying to release people from your vibrations that are in your reality, send them love. Ask them, say to Spirit, you know what? I know that so-and-so and I are no longer in a vibrational match. I wish them nothing but the best. I want them to be in the vibrational match with somebody who's in the same vibrational match as themselves, because that vibrational match is no longer myself. And this way you're being nice to the person that you're trying to release, and you're allowing the healing to take place, that whatever took place that you know needs to be released, this is going to help the process. And Spirit is saying that a lot of people are slacking on their meditation. And I think it's simply because a lot of people can't turn the monkeys off in their head. And again, if you go to my website under home, under Vibrasize, there's a condo in my head as well as the monkeys. There's a meditation that helps people that are very new to this, because this is really about self-worth, that we have the ability to be able to step through a new threshold right now, they're saying, that will allow us to see who we are at a soul level and what our soul's purpose is. And this is about connecting with your higher self to be able to do this, to be able to step into your soul power and to start loving life while you're listening to what your gut is telling you. Your gut's telling you one thing, your mind is saying another. Do yourself a favor and allow the heart and the mind to match, to be able to bring in these new beginnings that we're all going to be experiencing. But again, you can't step into the new beginning if you haven't let go of the old that's still holding on to you. So, Lisa, what would you like to add to that, my friend?
I also would like to add that this is a time where people are really reevaluating their lives and what they've accomplished this far, and focus on your passions. Focus on what it is that makes your heart feel good, and also that will lead you to your divine purpose. Do what you love. Have confidence in your talents and abilities. I can't tell you how many people I speak to that are excellent guitarists or fabulous artists, and they're just so afraid to put themselves out there and focus on their talents and their gifts. But the world needs those people and your talents and your gifts. So don't be afraid to shine and put yourself out there and learn everything there is to know about those things that light you up by taking classes, getting a mentor, teaming up with like-minded people. Don't make excuses. There's plenty of free resources out there like meetup.com, where you can meet people that do things with you of similar interest, and it's free. I literally got that in meditation a couple of days ago about Meetup, because people are not thinking clearly, like they think everything's monetary and how can I afford this? I don't have the money. It's not about the money. It's a spiritual quest, and allow your creativity to soar. That's what Spirit wants for everybody right now, to let the child come out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I was just speaking about this with somebody this morning. I was doing a mentoring one of my clients, and Spirit asked them to go back to childhood to say, okay, so what have you been good at over the years and what have you done? And it's like, take a broader look at what you've done over your lifetime, where, if I was to turn around and look back, I've done event planning, I've done public speaking, and this is all coming to play now. And yes, I did that a long time ago, but I now understand why I did those crazy things that I did back then, because it was part of my soul now to be able to get on the radio, to be able to talk, to be able to do events and know what I'm doing. And we're all being asked to find that within us, those gems. Those are the gemstones that we all have. And when you start to focus on the gems and the passion in this lifetime, those that are in tune with Spirit do know that the soul memories will start to kick in from past lives, that wisdom and knowledge that already lies within you. But in order to tap into that, you need to be able to embrace who you are now and appreciate the things you've gone through, knowing you are a stronger person, that you are who you are today because of the experiences that you've gone through. That's what makes you, a stronger soul, is through your experiences, regardless if they're good or bad, the way people say, oh, that was a bad experience. Well, in actual fact, there's no real bad experience. It's how you interpret what you went through. So just take this time right now. I know that so many people, they just need to shut off the monkeys and just go within and don't listen to what other people are telling you. If your soul's saying no, then don't allow someone's perspective of what you should be doing. Change your perspective of where you're going. Stand in your power and do this. And I know that, Lisa and I both do all kinds of different readings. Lisa, you've got tarotbylisa.com, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
And
I do.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say I do a lot of astrology as well, and a lot of angel readings and tarot and just intuitive channel, basically. And as far as astrology goes, there's a lot of transformation taking place on deep levels for a lot of people. And like we mentioned earlier, a lot of this is going back into childhood, things that they might not even have had to be so severe, but there's something that have shaped you and have given you specific insecurities or specific ways of looking at the world. And that's what Spirit's asking everyone to do, is to really do this work, do your soul work. Even though a lot of times it is going to feel really lousy, you will feel better once you get to that next step of after acceptance and dealing. That's when the true healing will take place for everybody. It's just a matter of dealing with that transformation that we all need to go through on a soul level.
Yes. And those that are listening, if you're brand new to this journey, please understand this is a process. It's not a race. You know, you can't turn around and say, well, this date you'll be released of this or you'll be cleared to this. Be cautious of people that say that. Because again, you have the free will of whatever you tap into. But again, if you have your mind set on a certain date, by this date, this is going to take place, and that date comes and goes, guess what? All that soul work you've done, it's going to spiral down, because now you're going to be disappointed because you're thinking that you weren't good enough because you didn't get there. Well, that's simply not the case. So please, when it comes to this journey, let go of dates. Don't allow yourself, you might say, I have a goal within 3 months or 6 months. That's one thing, but you're saying, by June 1st, this needs to be done. You're setting yourself up for disappointment, my friends. Please don't go there. It's dangerous.
Absolutely.
For the soul.
And compassion, big, huge word, compassion. It's very important that we stay compassionate, especially to ourselves, but not only just that, but be compassionate towards others. Realize that if somebody has a behavior that bothers you, it's not about you. It's really about something inside of them. Just send them light and stay in your light, and don't take it on. Don't take it personal. I know as a moon in Pisces, and Carrie, you're a Pisces, we tend to take on everybody's stuff. And you got to realize it's good to have compassion, but just know that it's not about you and you need to release it.
Absolutely.
Very important.
And
very important.
Yeah, I'm just feeling that there's a lot, as I'm sitting here, I'm feeling a lot of pressure coming off my back. So I do feel that this is going to be a time where a lot of those wounded soldiers, where somebody's going and stabs you in the back or done something wrong or said something to you that's really hurt you. These are the dark wounds that Spirit is trying to release so that you can see your true soul's power and love yourself to be able to move forward.
Absolutely. And obviously forgiveness keeps coming up. Forgiving others, forgiving yourself.
Yes.
Journaling.
Well, when you do the conduit. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say journaling is a big thing, even for people that really don't like to write. Just 3 sentences a day can just give you so much self-reflection when you look back on it, even 6 months from now, to see what kind of place you were in and how much you've grown, or what's really been bothering you that you thought wasn't bothering you. It's your soul kind of talking to you and letting you know, hey, this needs to change. And it's really interesting to go back and self-reflect.
Yeah. Well, a lot of stuff, my friends, as you're going through this process of the healing, a lot of it is in the subconscious, not the conscious. You think you've released it, and you're like, oh, no, I'm done with that. And then all of a sudden you go through something, and it creeps back up, and it's like, You might have consciously let go of it, but at a subconscious level you have not. And this is where the soul is really healing over this next little while, to be able to release this and break free from that no longer plays any serve any purpose in your life to where you're going. So the condo in my head is huge for that, my friends. I have people that have been doing it for years and years and years. And the hardest eviction notice you're going to write is the eviction notice to yourself. You know how difficult it is to turn around and tell yourself, I can't believe you did this, you did that. But you know what? At the end of the day, when you do it, you feel so much better, because now you see, where you feel that you may be, I don't want to say broken, but that's how people refer to themselves. Oh my God, I can't believe this. You know what? You're a soul having a human experience, and that comes with trials and trivias, and it will always take place. Emotions go up and down. You just want to be able to balance them and get control of this. So there's many exercises on my website, carrieturco.com. And I believe, Lisa, are you not doing something special for those that are listening in today, my dear?
Oh, yes, I am. Anybody that purchases a session with me, I am giving them an extra 15 minutes for them.
Perfect.
So normally my sessions are about 45 minutes. They'll be about an hour.
Cool. Okay, so you can find Lisa.
All I have to do is put in the I was going to say, just put in the code in the email subject. Just put in Vibe Nation.
perfect. So put Vibe Nation. You can reach me at tarotbylisa.com. The exercises we spoke about are at carrieturcott.com. And I just want to thank everybody who came out last night for the Dog Rescue Inc. event that I did, this charity event to help raise money for animals that they rescue, obviously the dogs. And Cupid was the big star last night. He's a little puppy that has been in the news all over, and he was brought to the Dog Rescue Inc. He was thrown in a garbage bag because he was missing his 2 front legs. And now he's a superstar here. So I had a wonderful time last night. I know we raised a lot of money for a lot of the dogs to be able to help them go through this process. So thanks again for all those that came out to the Dog Rescue Inc. last night. I really, really appreciate the support. And do know that next week we're going to be doing Charting the Tides of Life with Chris Anderson, better known as One Feather. Thank you so much, Lisa, for joining me this week. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
And have a wonderful day, my friend, a wonderful holiday for all those in North America. And have a wonderful week. And remember, this is a beautiful week to release all those lower vibrations that no longer serve you any purpose. Work with the stars, my friend, and watch what takes place. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.